everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. For those that are new, I had gastric sleeve weight loss surgery almost 3 years ago on August 21st, 2017, and since then I have lost and maintained a weight loss of 106 pounds. So today we are going to sit down. I am on my couch, nice and comfy. We are going to have a serious talk about dehydration after VSG surgery. It is a serious thing and it happens very easy, and today we are going to talk about that. So if you're interested in all of the information, then stick around. Consider subscribing and make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and let's get into it. So dehydration after VSG weight loss surgery is a very serious thing, and it can happen extremely easy and fast. It comes on fast. If you do not stay up on your water liquid intake, it can happen very quickly. So the first thing that you want to know is the symptoms of being dehydrated. So one of the signs of dehydration is, well, the main telling sign is that your urine is pretty dark. That goes for just about anybody that gets dehydrated. The urine is like extremely dark yellow. So that is a very telltale sign. If you see that, then you know that you should up your water intake that day. Also, you can get lightheaded, feeling weak, just feeling really tired, are all signs of being dehydrated. Even me being almost 3 years out, I still slip sometimes and I don't get all of my liquid in that I need to get in, and I will like stand up too fast and I'll get lightheaded and really just all woozy and feel like I'm gonna faint, and I know then that I have not had something to drink, so I have to like sit down, get some drink, because you have to drink slow after surgery. You can't guzzle a bottle of water anymore. So being out in the heat, I'm from Southeast Texas, so it is like hot and humid. It's so hot here, and being a VSG patient and now not being able to guzzle water, being outside in this heat, it can definitely be wearing on you, and the sun can take all the life out of you so fast. So you definitely have to take a lot of breaks if you are outside, sitting in the shade, wearing light colored clothes, and really just staying with a drink in your hand and sipping as much as you can. So knowing the symptoms of being dehydrated is number one, because if you don't know the symptoms of it, then you could wind up in the hospital on IVs, and nobody wants to have that happen. Okay, so tip number one on avoiding dehydration is set a timer to remind you to drink. It sounds completely strange and weird that you have to like literally set a timer on your phone to remember to drink, but it's easy to do after surgery that you just forget. Directly after surgery, it's hard to get in all the liquid. You are supposed to get in like 60 ounces of liquid a day, and it's hard, especially whenever you can't drink that fast. You're not supposed to drink out of a straw at first, because it can cause gas bubbles and cause gas pain, and you just really want to avoid that at the very beginning. I do drink out of a straw now. I started drinking out of a straw even before I was 1 year post-op. Discuss that with your doctor. A lot of doctors have a timeline of when they would want you to use a straw, but that's completely up to you and your doctor. For me, I tried it and it didn't give me any gas. It didn't hurt my stomach in any way, so I prefer drinking out of a straw anyways. But back to the timer thing. So there is a bariatric app. I'm pretty sure it's called Baritastic, I want to say, but it is an app that is specifically designed for bariatric patients. You can log your food, you can log all your water, your workouts, So it's a really good app to have on your phone, especially directly after surgery, to set your reminder to drink. Like every 15 minutes, like, hey, take a sip. If you don't want to get the app, just set timers on your cell phone, or if you got some type of watch, do that. But just something to constantly tell you to keep drinking. And then once you get further out, it does get easier and you do remember, and you won't have to have a timer for the rest of your life, I promise. This sip, it brings me to my next tip, is find you a cute water bottle or a cute cup. I have my Starbucks. It's a stainless water cup with a straw. I just love the color pink and I thought it was cute. I also do have some of the reusable straw cups from Starbucks that changes colors. So just find something that you like that it just gives you motivation. You know, there's those water jugs that have like the time stamps on it to try to like by noon, here's where you should be. So those are really good reminders also to walk around with your jug that has literally has your time reminders on it. But again, that kind of sounds silly that you need a cute water bottle to make you drink, but I mean, drinking water is boring. If it has no flavor, I get very bored with water very easy, and it's a mind thing, you know, but a cute water bottle helps it. Yeah, for some reason it does. So find you a cute water bottle, a cute cup, something that is gonna like just really give you the motivation just to keep on drinking. As crazy as that sounds, just do it, I promise. Okay, and my next tip is to always have a drink with you wherever you go. And like if you work outside of the home or in an office or whatever, really check to see where water stations are, or if you have access to water that you can constantly refill your cup or your bottle, or if maybe you have like a kitchen at your job that has a refrigerator that you can keep waters. Other than that, like when you're out and about in your car, whether you have to just run to the post office or the grocery store, you know, sometimes just a little 10-minute trip ends up turning into an all-day thing, or even a couple hours trip. And then if you didn't bring you something to drink, you either have to stop, which most of the time, if you're anything like me, like I don't want to have to stop, and I usually have my kids with me and I don't feel like getting everybody out, so I'm just like, well, just never mind, I just won't stop. Or you'll have to buy something at a store, and you know, it's just extra money you don't want to spend. So then whenever you don't stop, that's like however long you was gone, you didn't drink, and now you're gonna have to try to like catch up on your water intake, and you can't guzzle water, so it's easy at that point to try to get your body dehydrated if you did not pack you a drink. So definitely try whenever you're walking out the door to make sure you grab your cup and fill it up with some ice water. Bring you a couple extra bottles, that way you can just keep refilling it. That way you're never caught a couple hours without having something to drink. At first, once again, set you a reminder if you are leaving, or something to make you remember to get it. Me, now that I'm this far out, it's just habit. Like my husband knows, don't leave yet, I gotta pack my drink, I gotta get me a snack to bring with me just in case it's, you know, that far and I don't have nothing to drink on me. So yes, always making sure you have something to drink with you wherever you're at. And then my next tip is to use like those Crystal Light or the sugar-free flavoring and add it to your water. Because like I said, plain water gets boring. It does, unless you just really love water. I tend to get bored with it. But having the Crystal Light, you can pack it with you and pop it into your drink at any time. I even like to make sure I have some of those Crystal Light packets in my purse, so that way whenever we go out to eat, I can order a water. And because, you know, a lot of times some restaurants have really nasty water, and I'm not drinking their just plain water. It tastes gross. So I'll bring me some Crystal Light packets and put it in my purse. That way I can just throw it into one of those glasses with water from a restaurant, and then I have a lemonade or whatever the flavor is that I brought with me. And you can also, let's see, where am I at? You can also like add fruit. They have those fruit infusion pitchers. I mean, you don't have to have those to infuse your water, but you know, add whatever you want into your water. Strawberries or cucumbers or mint. Get creative. I think I've done peach before, and it was really good. It's not really I don't really love it. I tried it out just to see how it would work, but it's just like a very faint flavor of water. You can barely taste the fruit that's in it. I mean, unless you just load it up with a bunch of fruit, it's going to be a very light flavor. But that's just options. Find you sugar-free Crystal Lights or something. And even, it doesn't even have to be Crystal Light, or even just plain water. Like, get you some of the Gatorade Zeros or Powerade Zeros. Those are all sugar-free. You can drink those, and they all count towards your water. They even have like protein waters. I've tried a few of those. I wasn't a fan of them. I know there are some people out there that do love them, and that's wonderful. But I did not like them. They had just a weird flavor to me. But those are out there, and with those you're getting some protein, so it's a double win for those. And then my next tip is to sip all day long. Like, literally every time you think about it, take a sip of water. Sip all day, because that's the only way you're going to really get in all of the ounces that you need to at the end of the day. Because you have to wait to drink any liquids after you eat for at least 30 minutes. Sometimes I have to wait almost an hour before I can start drinking, because I guess it just takes my food a little longer to go down. Because if I try to drink liquid before then, sometimes it feels like it's like sitting right here, and I'm not trying to throw up, so I usually just wait it out as long as I can. But sipping, if you can use a straw, do it. If you're not to that point yet, your regular cup, just keep sipping as much as you can all day to get all your ounces in. And then create a habit of drinking and constantly filling up your cup as soon as it's finished. So this cup right here is 24 ounces. I will usually, on a very good day where I'm like really thirsty and I just cannot get enough, I will usually refill this probably 5 times. But then I also do drink like Powerade and stuff like that in between and throughout the day. But as soon as this thing gets empty, I immediately go to the fridge, fill it up with ice and more water, so that way every time if I'm cleaning or doing something, I can walk by and I see my cup and I can take a drink wherever I'm at. But it's usually never not full. I even bring it to bed and sit it on my nightstand at the end of the day full of water, so that way if I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm thirsty, I can grab a drink, and as soon as I get up in the morning, I can grab a drink. So just creating a habit of never having an empty cup is a really good plan to keep drinking. And then start your day with water first before anything else. I probably don't drink enough water first thing in the morning that I should be, but I do usually take a few good drinks of water before I go and get my coffee or anything else, because I believe, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure starting your day with water first, it like jump starts your digestion, so that way is working properly. So starting your morning out with water first is very good. It sets the key for the day. It gets that flavor or non-flavor of water in you. And I mean, I can only speak for me, but I'm more liable to drink more water if I did start my day out with water, if that makes sense at all. And then also, you don't have to drink just liquids. Like sugar-free popsicles can count towards your liquid intake. They're sugar-free. So think about whenever you was on the liquid stage of your post-op diet, all the stuff that you was able to drink back then that was sugar-free, that still all applies even now that you have already had the surgery and you're working your way out to be years post-op. It still works. It still counts as your liquid intake, especially when it's hot in the summertime and you want a popsicle. Make sure it's sugar-free, of course, and that counts towards your liquids. You don't want to drink your liquids either. So having a slush from Sonic that has all the sugar, sure, it's refreshing and it tastes wonderful, but I'm sure the calories on that is not very pretty, and that's going to be towards your calories for the whole day. So definitely keep that in mind to try to stay sugar-free as much as possible and get creative with it. Make some popsicles, buy sugar-free popsicles. I still even like sugar-free Jell-O. So there are a lot of other alternatives that are sugar-free that can count towards your liquid intake for the day. But yeah, I mean, that's just the thing. You don't want to play with dehydration at all. It is a very serious thing. You can really make yourself sick, and especially with this heat of the summertime, it can lead to heat strokes and just really bad stuff. So being a bariatric patient, you really want to be very careful with your water intake and making sure that you are sipping all day long. So that way you can fight off any kind of dehydration issues. And also, from what I have found from myself, is if my body's dehydrated, it's gonna hang on to the pounds. So if I'm trying to lose a couple of pounds and I'm not drinking my water like I'm supposed to, them pounds are not gonna go anywhere. Because as soon as I do pick up my water intake and I drink a bunch, I'll start dropping those couple of pounds. So if you're still in the losing stage, keep that in mind, to constantly be sipping your water, because that will in return help you still lose your weight that you want to lose. So that is my tips. I hope you found it helpful. It is extremely hot. We are in the summer months, so please stay hydrated as much as possible. Sip all day long. Don't want to hear or see anybody have to go to the hospital for dehydration. It's definitely not nothing to play with. So I hope my little tips and tricks helped you. If they did, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Share it with anybody that you know has had the surgery. And if you are not a subscriber, please consider subscribing and becoming a part of my family. And click the bell notification so that way you will know as soon as I have something uploaded. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we